move on to the Abbey Grange. Oh, is this the last one? Awesome. We'll see what happens. Be quiet. Plot.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
I always loved doing that. Right.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson...
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Oh, Watson. The table. Table. Ugh. That grape had something on it.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Fancy opening it?
A wax seal with the monogram E.B. The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Okay. Dear Mr. Holmes, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be a most remarkable case. It's something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Well, isn't that charming? Okay. That was all the previous shite.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Fair enough.
Ah,
Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you
Mr.
are.
Holmes.
I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Teresa Wright.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Very good, Watson.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Sir Warthen Brackenstall. Lord George Brackenstall.
Gosh.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the
Oh,
morning room.
shut up. I love it, yeah, opens the doors without even turn the handle.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
Liar.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Well, isn't that pleasant? A robbery which turned out to be murder. Lady Brackenstall.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
It's probably a conspiracy, isn't it?
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
She looks like she's got a bruise. No? I'm missing something. Inspect the dining room. I know a song about a William Randall, but it's not about robbery. It's about poisoning or something. I wonder if this is all going to come back around to the first case or something. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, as usual.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Interesting.
A trapper's hut.
Well, that looks like
This
them too.
photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
I don't know. Or maybe the back will tell me.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Really? He didn't even ask to take the picture. He just nabbed it. Other details that people may have overlooked. I have no clue. Now on it, that says picture.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Okay.
This
It's a
is Sir
safe.
Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
And she will say, no. Ooh, she looks deathly. Crikey.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your
Mini.
ladyship?
There's going to be a mini game then.
Let us try to open this safe.
Oh, yeah.
This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Will it? If it's this easy to crack a safe, then Jesus. Money. Lots of money.
It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Sir Eustace, your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of a hepatic decompensation. The last time we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There is a particular odour from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Then there are the lung abscesses that we have discussed. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which, in turn, is caused by an excess of alcohol. That includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of an involving cirrhosis. There are also signs of ascites fluid in the perineal cavity, which are evident with your swollen stomach. The pain beneath your left rib indicates a pancreatic malady, which may lead to fatal or fulminant pancreatitis. Your condition may pose a risk to others. Your excessive alcohol consumption lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I am able to help you with your problem. There are a number of treatment options. Now, I'm going to put this out right now. I reckon she hired 3 thugs to come in and bump him off so she could get all the money. That's what I think. Let's see how it plays out.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care.
Why haven't they taken them? Why haven't they taken them? Anything else which is amiss? I don't think so. It's just that. Where's my to-do list? Cool. Right, let's go through the door without touching the handles. Like you do.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Really? A scandal, you say? Yes, he was. Don't think any of these are. Oh no, maybe they are. Rory was faked and the whole story invented in order to blame Caesar's death on the Randalls. I'm going with that one. Because I reckon that's what happened. Already. And we haven't even gone through the whole thing. Let's have a look. Through here. Yes. What's the other key you can press? Ah, yes. Let's see if we can do that in that room. Run! Reconstruct the crime.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Yes, you murdered your husband.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead. But a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
Okay. Anything to say, woman? Anything to say?
Oh, what a horrible...
Yeah, I get you. So, yes, is that it? That is it. That's all we've got. Doesn't look like there was much struggle in here.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
Ah, well.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow. That must be the murder weapon.
Well, that was quite quick to judge there, wasn't it?
Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon.
Didn't he defend himself?
Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
He's wearing his pajamas.
It is covered in blood, Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Okay. Only one possible explanation.
The hunting scene.
Does he like art or something?
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
Right. I reckon she made them steal the silverware so it looked like a robbery, but they didn't go into the safe because she didn't know the combination.
A bottle of wine is missing here.
Maybe he was clonked on the head.
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
As I say.
The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware. This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
That's one explanation for not modelling the rest of the house. Huh. Ooh, what's that?
Antique hunting weapons.
I didn't take those either. Maybe they were too short and they couldn't reach. What about the mantelpiece?
A fur trader's cabin.
Oh, it's art. What about the mantelpiece? What?
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Ah, I see. So it couldn't call for help. I see. Or it was cut, and they made a plan amongst themselves. He came through the door, they clonked him on the head, blah 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 blah.
A deer hunt.
What is it about these bloody pictures? Oh, they used it to tie her up.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
Okay. Finally, Toby gets involved in the story. He's been sitting there on the floor for the last 3 cases.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
I don't know. A sailor's knots are easier to get out of or something. Hang on a minute. They were having...
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
What do you mean beeswing? What are you on about?
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
I have no idea.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other 2 are clear.
I don't even know what you mean.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
Okay. Right. No. could have been. Yes. 2 glasses. Glasses with beeswing. Is 3 drinking wine out of the glasses? One of the 3 possibly prefers wine with the beeswing. There are 2 people drinking wine out of the glasses. The remaining glass with beeswing consisted solely of the dregs from the 2 other glasses. I reckon both of them plotted. And it's the maid that did it. Maybe. Not even rope. Taking guesses sometimes. What's this one then? That is true. She could have accidentally hit him and then she blamed it on a murder. I reckon it could be that one. Right. Let's go back to
The death was instant.
okay, thanks for that. Can't remember the... There it is. Right, investigate the murder, blah blah blah, collect Lobby. Let's go get Toby. From Baker Street. Go all the way across London and come all the way back again. Come on, Toby. It's your turn for the stuff. Toby.
Come on, Toby.
Take.
We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case. A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
It is. I should have looked at the papers. Hi. Come on in, Toby.
Search, Toby.
He's now going to speak to the bloody dog. Oh, blimey, I'm the dog. Whatever next? And the door opened automatically. This is the weirdest thing.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
I reckon the silverware's still there. They've hidden it. Anything else? Oh, hang on. Sniffy, sniffy. And it stops there. Why does it stop there? They chucked it down the well. I bet the silverware at the bottom.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
Okay. Anything else? Oh, more. And they came from over the wall.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
Because she didn't know what she was doing. She was making it up as she went along.
Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
Duh.
This hook might be useful.
Okay, a bit random.
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Okay.
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
Attach a hook. Who would have thought that would come in useful, eh? It's the silverware.
Silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Didn't get very far then, did it? Yeah, I'm still going as conspiracy. Maybe she called in a hang on a second. Sold it already. Because there'd got to have been someone big enough to snip the bell rope. So that means both of those are. Okay. It could be. Or. Right. I'm going to continue. Because I don't think I found everything. I'd like to see what Mrs. Thingy-me-bob has to say for herself. So the door. Go on then, woman, or you got it safe yourself.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Coincidence?
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
Okay, and what have you got to say for yourself? Hmm?
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Indeed. Anything to say?
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
He was nearly looking directly at me then. What's Watson got to say for himself? Oh, he's not there. I think we examined the body. Correct silverware. Don't think there's actually anything else to look at. So Daisy. Silly me.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Yes. Gonna charge you with murder. Hmm. Saying that, she did. It says self-defense. Randall was blamed. Deadly accident. Yeah, maybe she lashed out because he was being a bit nasty. Yep, just gonna send it. Send her down.
I have reached my conclusion, Lestrade. I regret that your culprits are in the next room.
Lady Brackenstall and her maid?
Yes, and their mise-en-scene after the death of Sir Eustace can only point to premeditation.
That's terrible. Follow me. I'm going to arrest them.
Called it.
Ladies, I must arrest you both for the murder of Sir Eustace.
What? But that's impossible. We are innocent. Madam.
You'll tell that to the judge. Come with me now.
You were making a serious mistake, Inspector. You too, Mr. Holmes, which is rather surprising of you.
Or rather, impossible.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I only found 13 out of 16. Interesting. How about I don't accuse Owen and see what happens. I've still got to find 3 clues. Where the blooming hell are they? Probably out in the frickin' garden. It's either that or I've got to go back to Baker Street. So that's done. Then no. Oh, that just goes to.
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
Yes.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Well, isn't that a shame? That's 1 clue. Still got 2 more to find. Oh,
A fur trader's cabin.
15. Be 1 more.
The hunting scene.
I guess that's all the bloody clues then.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Any more clues? Not in rope. See what happens when you do this then.
Ladies, I know the full story. You are both guilty, are you not?
Mr. Holmes, I can explain everything.
Bet you can.
No, madam, he's bluffing.
It is no use. Your husband was a violent man, a cruel man. Your argument last night ended tragically, with him stumbling and falling, fatally striking his head upon the fireplace grate. However, your mise en scène to divert suspicion was unnecessary. You should have admitted the truth.
The truth is often subjective, Mr. Holmes.
Not to me.
What will you tell Inspector Lestrade?
He will find nothing, as he handed the case over to me. Farewell, ladies. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Okay. Still found only 13 clues. Still didn't get it right. I'll be damned if I'm going to be beaten. Not on this case. What other clues could they be? What other locations? Well, is there anything I can test? Aha!
Let's see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cart appear to be different.
Okay.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
It is. Is it?
My archive.
Yeah. Okay.
My archive.
Yeah. All right. All right. Search for possible sailor suspects. What? Where? Maybe in my archives. Rocket Gibraltar, bulk carrying from Adelaide, Southampton, London line, Cunard Building, James Street, London, has returned for a 6-month voyage to India, New Zealand and Australia. Shipport to England, Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of Fraser, owning land and tin mines in Australia. This reportedly beautiful young lady is reported to engage to Sir Eustace Brackenstall, one of the wealthiest gentlemen in Kent.
Here it is.
Okay. Task for Wiggins, the little boy.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Is that going to be our suspect? Oh no, how many people are going to meet? Christ. How do we get... What's his
map
face?
of London.
Oh, call out the window.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins. This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th. This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Oh, it's an arrival in. Let's see. Let's see. Well, that's still at sea. Departure from, going back. Departure from.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Well, he's still at sea too, so
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
and chill.
This
He's still
officer
at
was on a
sea.
ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
No, we're getting down to it. This one hasn't left yet.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days.
So Herbert Windsor, Whittington and William Partridge. He's
This
at sea.
officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
And William. He's still at
This
sea.
officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
So Mr. Jack.
Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Okay. Call Crocker to confront him. How exactly? Back and ask the woman about.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
So that's why he's still standing there. Another guinea hit for you.
Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why. You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Yes. Mud. Clean boots. Got mud on his trousers though. Strong build, apparently. Strong build.
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night.
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
Yes. Is that the right answer, though? Well, I'm going to look at both of them, so do this one first. I'm bound to have found all the clues this time.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Punch up, maybe?
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Okay.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Okay. Well, I got all the clues. And I guess I chose the right option. But I want to know the different moral choice.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Same conclusion.
Please
isn't it?
forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in... Captain, your
Not...
Vox,
Mr.
it is a great... Come back to...
It's the same thing.
What?
I'm...
You
You...
if that...
You'll...
I think I selected the same one twice. Because I'm so dumb. Meh. Yeah, whatever.